walk, walk, walking along the ground, 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 ground. Earth is above.
How do I know that I'm African?
Sticks, 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 leaves and trees and sticks and leaves. Life, 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 life is beginning. See, 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 see. Open your eyes now, now. Go, go, go.
How do I know that I'm African?
Fear is no longer.
Is it the language that I speak? Or is it the beliefs of my ancestors?
I know this.
The first breath I took was of African air.
The first word I spoke, Africa heard.
The first step I took was on African soil.
Every time my heart beats, it beats for Africa. I am African.
I am African.
Path, path.
First step I took was on African soil.
Every time my heart beats, it beats for Africa. I am African.
I am African.
I am African.
I am African.
I am an African.
I am African.
I am African.
I am African.
We are Africans.
Forever shed from me. Life, 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 life. Life is beginning. Walk, life, walking along the ground. Life has begun. Ground. Earth is above the ground. Sticks, sticks, sticks.
First step I took was on African soil.
Every time my heart beats, it beats for Africa. I am African.
I am African.
I am African.
I am African.
I am an African.
I am African.
I am African.
I am African.
We are Africans.
Open your eyes now, now. Go, 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 go. Fear is no longer.
How do I know that I'm African?
Is it the color of skin?
Is it the language that I speak? Or is it the beliefs of my ancestors?
I know this.
The first breath I took was of African air.
The first word I spoke, Africa heard.
The first step I took was on African soil.
Every time my heart beats, it beats for Africa. I am African.
I am African.
I am African.
I am African.
I am an African.
I am African.
I am African.
I am African.
We are Africans.
I am part of this diverse mix of cultures. I am a thread in this rich tapestry of different ethnicities and skin colors and races and cultures, and I am part of Africa's present, and I'm also part of Africa's future.
I was born in Africa. I have the blood of Africa flowing in me.
Africa is in my heart, and I think I am in Africa's heart.
Diversely beautiful and diversely special.
What makes you African? I believe that it's about how you carry yourself. It's about what language you choose to speak, how you choose to speak that language. It's an attitude. It's a mindset.
I feel like who I'm meant to be, and I feel a strong sense of purpose and destiny when I'm here. Therefore, I am African.
I consider myself African because this is all I've ever known.
I am African because of my humility, the brilliance in my tongue, and just how I treat people, just how I welcome everyone in my heart.
My first nanny, Connie, was the epitome of an African. She worshipped the ground, she worshipped the soil, she worshipped the culture. She spoke all the languages, she taught me everything about Africa. She made me African.
I've more in common with the people from South Africa than I have with anybody else I've met overseas.
I consider people that are African those who are born, bred, and who have their roots in Africa. Their ancestors are from Africa. It can be white, it can be black, it can be Asian, as long as their roots are in Africa. I consider them African.
I think anyone can be African if that's how they identify themselves. It comes down to where you feel the most at home, where you feel like you belong.
I am African because I choose to be, because I choose to accept, to acknowledge, and to celebrate who I am and where I come from.